Levi Finlayson-Gumbs. I'm a mobile mechanic in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. Aggie pride. Today I'm going to be arguing against using rotor screws. Let's get straight into this argument.
Okay, so this tiny bolt right here is a rotor retaining screw, rotor screw, assembly screw, whatever you want to call it. It's typically like 6 to 8 millimeters wide. 6 to 8 millimeters wide. And typically it's torqued to about 5 to 10 newton meters. 5 to 10 newton meters. This is a lug nut. Most cars come with 5 lug nuts and they're torqued to 90, 100. They vary per manufacturer, but let's just use an average of 100 foot-pounds. Let me look it up. 100 foot-pounds is 135 newton meters. With the values we have, we're going to talk about physics because that's where opinions turn into facts. When you torque a fastener, that creates preload, and in other words, clamping force. The force that clamping force, you feel me? I'm not going to get into all the maths, but if you want me to do that, I can do that in a separate video, but boom. Those 5 lug nuts alone generate hundreds of thousands of newtons. 250,000 newtons, somewhere near there. If you need me to do the maths, I will do the maths, but somewhere near there. Whereas that one rotor screw is generating a few thousand newtons at most. 250,000 newtons, few thousand. The clamping force of lug nuts is like 50 times the amount of that rotor screw. And that is why engineers don't design it to resist braking torque, because if it did, the bolt would just shear instantly. I can't even explain, because someone's going to say in the comments some dumb shit. If rotor screws were needed, you wouldn't see entire platforms just neglect it. When I do brakes, like 75% of the time, the brake comes with no rotor screws. And the brake comes in fine, leaves fine. I don't want to go on too long, but if you want, I can make a separate video and argue some more points as to why I'm against it. But now I'm going to go to the for side, because obviously we're going to keep the debate fair, the argument fair, whatever. Actually, no, before I go to for, your star pattern allows it to sit flush, like perfectly flush. And as long as they're all torqued to specifications, you're good to go. Why do you think that 8mm, 6mm rotor screw is going to have any impact on whether or not your vehicle can stop? Anyway, let me argue for. Rotor screws were designed for efficiency and positioning. I definitely do agree with that. On the production line, as the car's being made, they do help with preventing the rotor from falling off. I don't know how they do it, but I know the wheel doesn't go on at the same moment as the brakes do. Application 1 is efficiency. On the assembly line, they want things to go like this. Let me do some. On average, Toyota produces 8.5 cars every minute. So they want it to go like this. That's why they have that rotor screw, so they can keep making 8.5 cars every minute. They need efficiency.